Hello everyone and welcome to our channel.
In today's economy, every penny counts, even on vacation.
Las Vegas used to be the land of killer prime rib specials and dirt cheap all-you-can-eat buffets. But in today's day and age, it's getting harder and harder to feed yourself on the strip without forking over an arm and a leg.
While some people may not mind paying $30 for a burger or $90 for a steak, we know that there are so many of you out there looking for a way to make your hard-earned budget last on your Vegas vacation.
While you can absolutely live off McDonald's, Denny's, and cheap casino hot dogs, we wanted to give you some options that may be a step above that.
So today, we'll be showing you 6 different restaurants on the Las Vegas Strip where you can get a satisfying meal for under $25.
Delicious burgers, sandwiches, Mexican, ramen, and more. There are still some affordable options if you just know where to look.
So don't go anywhere as we take you on a moderately affordable culinary journey on today's episode of James and Paul Try It All.
Alrighty friends, before we begin, we want to acknowledge that everyone's idea of affordable is different. However, that being said, looking at what the average cost of an entree is on the Las Vegas Strip, we were trying to go just below that point, which, based off our math, was right around $25 or less. What we're going to do today is we're going to visit 6 different establishments here on the Strip, some of which we've been to before, some of which we have never been to, and we're going to try an entree from each different spot and let you know our honest thoughts and opinions on whether we think this is a good place for you to maybe make your Las Vegas budget stretch a little bit farther. First up on our list, we've got Hussong's Cantina here at the Shops at Mandalay Place. Let's get going.
Now before we start, we do need to let you know that we were not compensated by any of the restaurants featured in this video. All opinions are our own and they reflect our experience at the time of our visit. Taste is subjective, so we do encourage you to form your own opinions based on the information being presented. This was filmed in January 2025, so prices may vary.
And just like that, we've been seated here at Hussong's, and of course, we've got the complimentary chips and salsa, a staple of any Mexican, Tex-Mex, New Mex cuisine. Now, a bit of backstory, Hussong's Cantina is originally located in Ensenada, in Mexico. It is the home of the original margarita, so of course, we had to get margaritas. This is not included in the challenge. This is, I think, about a $14 margarita, don't get me wrong. A little pricey, but it's still Vegas. But when in Hussong's, you got to try the margarita, so let's give that a tasty taste. Classic margarita, exactly what I expect. Lime, triple sec, tequila, a lot of tequila, no complaints. If you like a classic margarita and you want to try the original, come to Hussong's. Let's try these chips and salsa real quick and then we'll turn it over to Paul because he's got an extra special margarita we're going to show you. Chips are salty and crisp. The red salsa here, it's basic, kind of watery, can't lie, but not bad. Has a good strong flavor to it, very tomato forward. A lot of good onion flavor in there too. It's not too spicy. For those who are spice averse, this is a good one. We're gonna try the other salsa here. This looks like a fire roasted salsa of some sort. Let's find out if it's spicy. That's good. Got a really good smokiness to it. I'm not getting a lot of heat. So honestly, so far, I feel like Hussong's here in Vegas might be playing it safe. That being said, we've not been here before. We've been wanting to check it out, but we've heard people say that they enjoy it. So we're gonna try and show you one of their combination plates today. We get a 3-item combination plate for $17.95. Now that comes with a few different choices, but we each went with a burrito, some street tacos, and a quesadilla. So stay tuned. We'll be showing you that shortly. But first, let's turn it over to Paul and see what he thinks of his margarita.
So I decided to kick it up with a little bit of spice. Now this is a spicy pineapple margarita, jalapeno and pineapple flavor. It's rimmed with tahini. Let's give this a sip. I'm getting the dance on my taste buds, and that's just one sip. I'm getting the actual little tingle and burn, so we're already in the right direction. It's definitely a jalapeno flavor. The pineapple adds a nice acidity. This is a damn good margarita. If you like it spicy, go with the pineapple. But I was also informed if you want a more milder spice, go with the pepino, which will be a cucumber jalapeno margarita. And if you do like spice, this is the margarita for you. It's delicious.
And just like that, our entree has arrived. Now we went with their mix and match combo plate. We've got a chicken quesadilla, a carnitas burrito, and barbacoa tacos here. I also forgot, comes with rice and beans as well. Now they do also offer a 4-item plate for only $3 more for $20.95. So that could still be an entree under $25. The goal of this video is to show you entrees for $25 or less. We are not counting the alcohol. We are not counting tax. That's all on you. but $25 seems to be the cheaper side of Las Vegas meals nowadays, so we're hoping to find some good options. Let's go ahead and start off with the quesadilla here. It's got a chipotle aioli, Mexican crema, pico de gallo, and of course chicken and a Mexican cheese blend. I don't know which side to begin with. That's really yummy. The chipotle aioli, I think, really sells it for me. It's got a nice little smoky flavor to it. Nice little kick. Not much. The crema adds, kind of cuts through the spiciness. The pico de gallo is fresh, bright. The chicken is juicy. Good amount of cheese inside. Cute little bite. Totally delicious. Now, Paul's gonna try the burrito and taco for you guys here in a moment, but I'm gonna try the rice and beans because, weirdly enough, that's one of my favorites about any kind of Mexican combo plate is rice and beans. I like to get a little bit of bean, get a little bit of rice, mix it together. The rice has a good amount of flavor to it. Beans are just the way I like them. You still got some big whole beans in there, but it's still nice and soft and just kind of beany mush, which I freaking love in refried beans. So far, I'm enjoying this for a very reasonable price. I'll turn it over to Paul now, and so he can try the burrito and taco.
So it's my turn to try this Mexican plate here. I'm gonna try the burrito. Let's see how this tastes. Now we went with the carnitas burrito. Inside the burrito, it is stuffed with rice, beans, and carnitas. I feel like the carnitas should have just maybe a little more flavor to them. However, for being part of a Mexican plate at $17, it's not a bad option. They do offer other options for burritos as well. So you can get chicken, barbacoa, or other options for your burrito. So speaking of barbacoa, let's try one of these tacos. Now we went with the barbacoa tacos. Let's give it a taste. Now I'm definitely liking the barbacoa flavor a lot better than I did with the carnitas. So if you do go with the burrito option, the barbacoa option is probably gonna be your better bet. You can tell that the barbacoa has been simmering in that flavor. You got the guacamole, the onion, little bits of cilantro shaved in there. I think for $17.95, this is a great option.
I'm gonna go ahead and try the burrito because, as we all know, taste is subjective. So what one man might say is just okay, another person might love it. I'm not gonna lie, just cutting through it, I'm a little worried it might be a little dry, so Paul might be right, but let's give it the benefit of the doubt. You know what, I like that. I do. I don't think it's amazing, don't get me wrong. It is definitely in line with the price you're paying. Had I gone to a high-end Mexican restaurant and served that for carnitas, I would be angry. It's something that I would probably expect to have at any of like my normal drive-through taquerias, in town, back home in Phoenix. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and finish these up here. Whenever we do these videos, it's our goal to try and eat as much of the food as possible. We don't like to waste. So we're gonna work on this for a few minutes, and then we're gonna off to stop number 2 over at New York, New York. We'll be right back.
All right, so we're here at the New York Hotel and Casino, and we are here at Broadway Burger Bar. This is gonna be stop number 2. Now, admittedly, eating 6 meals for this video in one night is a little too much for our stomachs. So we're gonna cut to past James and Paul, where we visited Broadway Burger Bar, as well as the Village Street Eateries here at New York, New York, which we will put a link to in the description. Let's look at past James and Paul as we enjoy some burgers at Broadway Burger Bar.
Alrighty, folks, our food has arrived. Now, we went with the Grand Central Burger, which is a pretzel roll, chili, cheddar cheese sauce, crispy onions, and of course a beef patty. That was pretty darn delightful. I didn't love anything with crispy onions. And we also went with some garlic fries and some onion rings.
I love garlic fries.
Yeah, these are some very strong garlic fries. I would be shocked if you can't smell the garlic through this video. But we got my favorite thing, onion rings. I'm so excited. I love an onion ring. I'm actually gonna start with that. Do a little dunk here. And some ketchup. It's a nice onion ring. Got a nice sweet batter to them, not like sickly sweet though. It's crispy without being like crunchy. The onion remains intact, bites perfectly, it's cooked perfectly.
Oh my God, these garlic fries are so good. I'm in heaven right now with these garlic fries.
Now, let's come to the most important part of the Broadway Burger Bar, the burgers. I never know how to eat a chili burger because it's not one that can be easily picked up.
How I do a chili burger, you just dive right in. It's gonna be messy, but you have the fork to scoop up any chili that falls.
I'm gonna fork and knife this because again, I'm weird. I don't want to get chili all over my hands.
Forking and knifing it is the way to go. How's that chili burger?
It's pretty solid. The chili has a very strong flavor, so I'm not gonna lie. It pretty much overpowers everything else on it. All you really get is the flavor of chili, which, if you're eating a chili burger, I guess that's not the worst thing.
I mean, it holds together nicely.
I think the actual beef is really good quality beef.
Now, one of the good things to know is that most of the burgers here, none of them are over $17.95.
Right. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be McDonald's prices. It is still Vegas prices, but the burgers all kind of range from like $16, $17, $18.
And apparently, it doesn't say so on the menu, but they do come with.
They come with a
fry.
side.
Now, it was $3 extra for those onion rings, but you know, hey, $3 extra, 20 something. It's just a nice sit down. You know.
You're already in Vegas. You expect to
Exactly.
pay a little bit extra for everything. That being said, we're gonna try and eat as much of this as possible. Don't go anywhere.
Now, the reason that we chose Broadway Burger Bar is because all of their burgers are under $20 and they do come with fries. So where else on the Las Vegas Strip can you get a deal like that? And now we're gonna go ahead and head on to stop number 3.
And now we've just arrived at stop number 3, also located in New York, New York. We're gonna check out Top Round Roast Beef. Now this appears to be a elevated Arby's, so to speak. However, we've heard good things. Let's see if it lives up to what we've heard.
So starting off our meal here at Top Round, we decided to go with the beef and cheese. Now this is gonna look oddly familiar if you're familiar with an Arby's beef and cheddar. It's got your roast beef, it's got your cheese whiz, and a form of their barbecue sauce. Now we got it with their curly fries, which I'm noticing here are not seasoned. So I'm excited to give it a taste and see how it is, and a drink. Now altogether, the whole thing came to $23.70. So just under $24 after tax and before optional tip. So let's go ahead here, take a bite of our beef and cheese. That looks beautiful. You got the little bit of the cheese whiz in there.
Get a big dangly piece of beef.
A dangly piece of beef. That's a meat flap.
There's a beef.
I mean, it is. Look, it's flapping meat.
Okay, don't flap the meat.
Okay, let's give this a taste.
I don't need to see your meat flaps, Paul. No one wants to see your meat flaps. You look like you're enjoying that.
I am. You know, I'm clearly the person in the relationship who does love Arby's. I'm enjoying the fact that this roast beef is a little bit more elevated. It's not thin, it's not like the deli meat style that Arby's has. It's actual roast beef. The cheese whiz gives it a little bit extra flavor that you don't get in a beef and cheddar. And the barbecue sauce that's in there, not sweet, it just gives it a little extra tang that you don't get with the beef and cheddar. I'm actually quite enjoying this. Now, moving on, I want to try these fries. I'm a little concerned because they're not seasoned fries, but they're fairly crispy. You know what they remind me of? McDonald's fries, but curly. So if you like McDonald's fries, these are actually quite delightful. Now, one thing I do want to say about this drink is that there are unlimited refills. You don't see that too often at some places with counter service here.
Now, as Paul mentioned earlier, he's the one in the relationship that really likes Arby's. I can't lie. Arby's is a place that I will absolutely never pick. I would have to be starving to eat at Arby's.
I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's.
So that being said, I'm excited to try this because I like the idea of a roast beef sandwich with like a cheese whiz. Let's see if it lives up to my incredibly high standards. I'm a bougie bitch, I can't help it. It's very cheesy, okay. Oh, the bun is very soft too. That's good. I wish there was maybe a scotch more barbecue sauce on it, but that's just me. However, the cheese whiz has a nice little bit of saltiness, and again, kind of that sharpness that cheese whiz has. The beef is really good, actually. It's pretty juicy and tender, and it certainly doesn't fall apart in your mouth. It doesn't feel like it's overcooked or dry. All in all, not a bad counter service, quick service option here, and you get a decent amount of food for under $25. My turn to try the fries. We're gonna go in au natural. Paul's right. I think those are really good, curly fries. Yes, they are not like the seasoned curly fries that you find at like Jack in the Box, Arby's, things like that. Plus, they load you up with French fries. Now, they also have other French fry options too. You can get toppings on them. You could get cheese whiz on them. I opted for just the classic fries because honestly, we're trying to do this on a budget and I want to try and keep the meals as cheap as possible. That being said, guys, we're only halfway done with this video, so we've still got 3 more spots to show you. Don't go anywhere. Spot number 4 is coming up real soon.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be making our way over to Horseshoe after these messages. We want to give a huge thanks for the recent super thanks. Thank you so much, Ayatollah of Nafapola. You rock.
Hello everyone. We really hope that you're enjoying today's video. If you are, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to ring that cute little bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode of James and Paul Try It All is released every single Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Each week, we're going to bring you more Las Vegas hotel reviews, attraction reviews, restaurant reviews, and a whole lot more. And if you enjoy gambling like we do, we also have a weekly slot series, Slot Play Sunday, every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. It really means the world to us. We love you and appreciate you.
And now for stop number 4, we are here at the Grand Bazaar Shops at the Horseshoe Resort and Casino, and we are going to go ahead and get ourselves some ramen at Ramen-Ya. Let's go check them out.
All right, guys, gals, non-binary pals, we have been seated here at Ramen-Ya. It's a cute, quaint, cozy little spot here at the Grand Bazaar Shops. There is not an abundance of tables, so during busier times, you might experience a wait if you were wanting to eat in. However, they do offer to-go orders as well. While this is not considered part of our $25 challenge, this is something that we saw on the menu that we had to get. J-Pop Sparkling Soju. While soju is, of course, the national alcoholic beverage of Korea, and we are at a Japanese restaurant, I'm slightly confused, but not complaining. I love soju. I went with the grapefruit because that just sounds wonderful. That's good. It's like a very dry squirt, if I'm being honest. Got a little bit of effervescence from the bubbles, but all in all, not a bad soju. This was $8, which for a cocktail in Vegas, I can't even complain. Yeah, it's bottled, still can't complain. We were at a place earlier where we were paying $16 for a beer, so let's just, put all the cards on the table. Vegas isn't cheap to drink it anymore.
So for my sparkling soju, I decided to go with one of my favorite flavors, lychee. I am so happy about this. Let's give it a sip. Okay, that's delicious.
It's so good you can't even speak.
It's so good I can't speak. It's light. It's slightly effervescent, delicious, refreshing. Best thing to go with our ramen. Now, our ramen's gonna be coming out shortly, so stay tuned.
All right, and our ramen has arrived. Now, we have gone with the chashu pork with the tonkatsu broth, a very traditional style of ramen. I absolutely love tonkatsu, so let's give it a taste. We're gonna start with the broth here. I can tell the broth is very fatty in the best possible way. Oh, it smells heavenly. That's delicious. Just the right amount of salt. Very porky, strong, meaty, savory flavor. Let's now try the noodles. Because really, it's all about the noodles. Oh, that's super hot. Delicious. Got some spinach, some corn, green onions. Looks like some nori. Okay, let's try a piece of the chashu. That rich, strong, porky taste. Oh my God, so tender, falls apart in your mouth. If you can't tell, this is our first time here. We've passed by it a million times, and we've always said, we're gonna come try this. I'm so glad we finally did. It is a cold day out here in Las Vegas, and hot ramen, this tasty tonkatsu broth really hits the spot. I'm gonna turn this over to Paul before I eat the whole thing. Despite the fact that I'm not hungry, I feel like I could, because it's that good.
It's my turn to try this ramen, so let's start. That ramen is perfect. Now, I noticed outside there was a sign that said best ramen in Las Vegas. We've tried ramen at our fair share of places here, and I can definitely say this is one of the better ramen bowls that I have had. Let's get some of this pork. There's a burst of flavor that bursts through in that pork. Always a fan of the egg. Let me get that yolk here. The egg white. I am quite happy with this. I don't know why we haven't come to this place at the Horseshoe.
Now, this bowl of ramen was $17, and Paul and I are splitting it. And while I think this is perfect for one person, I think two people could probably enjoy this together, especially if you have a lighter appetite. Believe it or not, both Paul and I don't actually eat this amount of food normally, so this is hard for us. Like I said, $17 for a bowl of ramen. I'll take it. Like, we paid more than that at home.
This is definitely a place that I want to come back to, whether we're staying at the Horseshoe or we're just visiting the Grand Bazaar shops. This is definitely worthy of a second visit. Despite the fact that we still have 2 more places to go, I really want to finish this entire bowl of ramen. But I'm going to do my best and we will be back with 2 more places. Stay tuned.
It's our penultimate stop, friends. Paul and I are getting so full, but we gotta get through these last 2. So right now we are at the Link Promenade here on the Las Vegas Strip, in between the Link and the Flamingo, and we're gonna check out Haute Doggery. You ready to do this? As ready as we're gonna be. Things we do for you, YouTube. We've gained so much weight doing this channel, it's ridiculous. All right, folks, we grabbed a spot at the counter here at Haute Doggery, and we've gone with their gold standard dog. Now, this is gonna be chive aioli, smoked bacon, roasted tomatoes, crispy onions, and arugula. That's a fancy-ass hot dog. I'm very excited to give it a shot here. We also went with the order of their crispy crinkle cut fries, which are definitely crispy, crinkly, and they look really well seasoned, too. But first, let's dig into the hot dog. This dog has some girth to it. Like, this is a girthy wiener.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I need to unhinge my jaw to just eat this. First off, I want to say the frank itself, the wiener, is really good. There's a great flavor to it. It's a pork and beef dog, well seasoned, just the right amount of salt in my mind. Kind of reminds me of like a Nathan's, but maybe a tad bit spicier. The crispy onions are wonderful. They add a nice crunch to them. The arugula, it gives a little bit of pepperiness. The chive aioli is creamy and just chivey and delicious. Absolutely a good option. Now, normally I'm a straight type of mustard, sauerkraut, raw onion type of guy on a dog. This goes a little bit fancier than what I normally do for my hot dogs here. But I would do this again. This dog was $10. The fries were $4. This is a $14 meal. It came to like 16 bucks after tax. Again, can't complain. The goal is full meals under $25. And while there's many people out there probably wouldn't consider this to be an adequate, satisfying meal, this dog has so much to offer, I'm gonna say, check it out. Let's turn over to Paul and see if he agrees.
Now, I love a good wiener, so I am excited to try this hot dog. Let's give it a taste.
While Paul's trying the hot dog, I just want to say I'm loving the amount of wiener jokes that we have fit into this segment. Yes. Wait until you eventually see when we someday do our gobbling glizzies on the Las Vegas Strip video. Look at Paul making a mess. Look at that. Paul, you filthy pig. Look at you. I can't take you anywhere. I'm kidding. Seriously, that dog is really hard to eat. There's so much crap on it. It's so good, though. But, like, my God, it is a messy hot dog. I feel like this is a fork and knife. Clean your stuff up, you filthy animal. I wanted to say a word that was not appropriate for YouTube. I wish I could just throw you a towel and be like, clean up and get out. This needs to go in the video. Editor Paul in the future, put this part in the video.
Mike me, daddy. Well, I do want to say one thing about this hot dog. It's messy. The aioli is very creamy. And the bacon is crispy, crunchy. The crispy onions add a nice little layer of crunch. I'm not mad at this hot dog at all, and I would gladly pay $10 for it. Now, when we were coming up with the idea for this video, we were looking at different places, and I know we said we didn't want to feature all the same places that everyone talks about, so I felt a little weird about putting a hot dog place on the menu because I'm like, it's a hot dog. Everyone talks about cheap hot dogs, affordable eats, but I can definitely say this is actually worth something that I would pay $10 for. It is not your standard cheap casino hot dog. One critique that I will give is that be patient when you come here. They do happen to be a little short-staffed. That being said, the food is really good, and if you are looking to actually have an affordable meal on the Strip, this is a great option. But let me take a bite of these fries. These fries are definitely crispy on the outside. I can see the black pepper and seasoning on them. They're pillowy on the inside, and they got a nice crunch. Overall, for $14, this is not a bad meal. We're gonna finish off this hot dog, and then we will be back with stop number 6, which will be our final stop on this tour of affordable eats on the Las Vegas Strip. Stay tuned.
Only one more restaurant to go. Hallelujah. Now, without further ado, we've made it finally to our final stop of the video. Now, this is a place that we have been recommending literally since day one of the channel that was featured in our very first video, 10 pizza slices on the Las Vegas Strip. And that's Pizza Cake by Buddy Velastro here at the Harrah's. They offer a killer 2-slice and a beer special for $21.95. That's almost unheard of on the Strip. I think that's a killer deal. Oftentimes, Paul and I will share the 2 slices and buy an extra beer, and we're out for a complete meal between the two of us for under $30. Let's go grab our slices and our beer, and we'll sit down in just a moment. $23.79 for 2 slices of beer after tax. So all in all, that's pretty good. I will not complain in the slightest. So we have grabbed a seat here in the Fulton Food Hall. Admittedly, there are seats near Pizza Cake, but it is very loud over there. Copyrighted music coming out the wazoo. So frankly, we needed someplace a little bit quieter so YouTube does not demonetize us. I can't stress enough how much we like this deal. 2 slices, fairly big slices, and a beer, $21.95, can't complain. Now before we jump into these, I think we both decided that we want to give a special shout out to the new location of Pinup Pizza here at the Fulton Food Hall at Harrah's, who's also offering a 2 slices and a fountain drink deal for $19.95. And for Pinup Pizza, that's a killer price, because they are normally ridiculously expensive for 1 slice.
And the slices are huge.
The slices are huge, yeah.
So basically, you're getting a whole extra, like, equivalent of a slice of pizza and a whole fountain drink for free.
Pretty much, yeah.
For that deal.
The slices at Pinup Pizza are usually like, what, 12, 13 bucks? Yeah.
And I will say this, we didn't even know about this, so we started walking right over here.
Right.
So,
nothing I can find online. So yeah, honorable mention to Pinup Pizza. Anyway, let's dig in, at least as much as we can, because God, are we full.
Yeah, very full.
Why do we do this?
We do this because we come up with crazy ideas and then we don't think them through.
No, they sound so much easier on paper.
I feel like we need to insert that Jeff Goldblum Jurassic Park reference in here somewhere.
Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
All right, I got the Spicy Supreme. Ooh, it's floppy. I love a floppy pizza. All right, so this is gonna be pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms. Looks like some red peppers on there. Honestly, I can't remember what it said. I just remember it's looking really, really good. And I do remember it mentioning jalapenos, but these are very clearly banana peppers or pepperoncinis. Not complaining. I like banana peppers, pepperoncinis. So let's give it a bite. Oh. Ooh, it is spicy. Those are pepperoncinis, not banana peppers. Oh, there's a kick to that. My God, I love it. First off, I think the crust is yummy. Sauce is delicious. Ricotta is good. The sausage has a really good spice to it. Ooh, my mouth's actually kind of on fire right now. Yeah, no, that lives up to the name. Spicy Supreme. I'll take it.
It almost looks like they put pepper flakes in the sauce.
There probably might be some extra.
I see little specks in the sauce, and I'm thinking they might have put pepper flakes.
God only knows. But I will say it is definitely a spicy pizza. So if you're spice averse, there's plenty of other options. Classic pepperoni, classic cheese, or what Paul's got. So why don't you show what your pizza is?
Okay, so I went with the chicken bacon Alfredo, and I do want to say, I may feel like death right now, but there's always room for an Alfredo pizza whenever I see it on the menu.
Gross, I couldn't do that right now. That sounds too heavy.
It does sound heavy, but it sounds so good. But yeah, you can clearly see there's giant chunks of bacon, giant chunks of chicken. And let's give this a taste. This is just as good as I remember it.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, we've been here quite a few times over the course of
a year and a half.
We may have only featured it on the channel once.
But it's been a regular stop.
It's been a regular stop for us just because this deal is really good. You get the 2 slices and the beer, which, considering the price of beer on the Las Vegas Strip, you're essentially getting 1 pizza slice for almost free.
Yeah, pretty much. They also offer $5 shot specials, $5 like some cans. So there's some good deals to be had at Pizza Cake. Another reason we want to stress Pizza Cake is they are open till like 3 a.m. every night. They open at 11, they're open at like 3. They are a great late night spot. They are a great anytime spot. And again, a really good killer budget friendly spot. I can't tell if I really like the pizza that much or if I'm just that impressed with the cost, but I think it's a little bit of both.
It's a little bit of both for me.
Also, just to mention, we went with Dos Equis, my favorite beer, just in general. They do have a small, very small selection of draft beer. It's like Dos Equis, I think there's a Kona Brewing something. There's like a Heineken. I'm not going there for the beer. The beer is an added plus.
The beer is the added plus, and the beer is what sells the deal. Now, they also give you the option if you don't drink, you can get a bottle of water, you can get
the soft drink,
canned beer, soft drink.
Yeah.
But to get your best bang for your buck and value,
go with the draft.
Go with the draft beer.
Yeah. On that note, guys, don't go anywhere. We're gonna wrap up this video in just a moment.
A few moments later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we sincerely hope that you've enjoyed today's video as we took you on an affordable culinary journey across the Las Vegas Strip. At least through half of it anyway.
Yeah, I can't believe we did all this in one night.
I can't believe it either. My stomach can't believe it either. And I'm sure that the scale will absolutely reflect that later. But it's what we do for you guys. We love sharing our adventures in Las Vegas, and we want to keep things creative and interesting. And as soon as we came up with the idea of this video, we knew we didn't want to just show you Earl Sandwich and the cheap hot dog at Blondie's. We've been to Blondie's. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's good, even. I would go back to Blondie's. But we wanted to do something a little bit different, and we hope that you appreciate what we were trying to do today by showing you affordable options, at least in our mind, affordable, that aren't always talked about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, my favorite place out of all of this was Ramen-Ya.
Ramen-Ya was...
Which surprised me a lot because it's so easy to just walk past it when you're
Which we have. Over and over.
Especially because we're on the way to like Istanbul, which is like right over next to it.
That's our go-to late night spot.
Which is a go-to late night spot. But it's so easy to just walk past Ramen-Ya and just not even notice it.
Yeah, and we have repeatedly, and we won't make that mistake in the future. That being said, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please let us know in the comments. We'll keep doing more stuff like this, even if our stomachs protest.
What was your favorite?
My favorite? Oh, okay. So I gotta say, I'm gonna agree with Ramen-Ya being like the sleeper hit of the video.
It really was.
And while we didn't actually visit it in this video, I will say though, I think Broadway Burger Bar is my favorite of all of them, with Pizza Cake being a very, very close second. The only reason I'm giving the edge to Broadway Burger Bar is it is a sit-down establishment, and you get a pretty good, sizable meal for about 20 bucks. Now, again, folks, we really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring that little bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode James and Paul Try It All is released every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We also have a weekly slot play series, Slot Play Sunday, released every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. On that note, as always, we love you. We appreciate you. You guys are the reason that we keep making videos. You're the star of the show. Until next week, have a great one. Hi, buddy. I'm sorry I don't have any more food for you. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were out here wanting food.
Wow. That is one friendly pigeon.
I mean, most pigeons are friendly.